Do y'all ever just scroll through TikTok or like Instagram or something and just be like, are these people living in the same inflation that I am? Where it costs $80 for 2 bags of groceries or like a gajillion dollars to fill up your car? Because I don't get it.
So I guess I'm gonna jump in on the TikTok thing about inflation right now because I'm not quite entire. I don't know what to do. It's hard for me to even formulate words right now, just thinking about life. I'm not entirely sure what to do. I work for a really good company, and I still have to have a second job. And if I'm not careful, potentially a third. Now, I'm not entirely sure how the third's gonna fit in here, but I gotta make it work somehow. Some type of side hustle, I'm not sure. But it's crazy, and I don't know how anyone else is surviving out here. I don't know how everyone else is making life work right now. I'm not sure how anyone's out here grocery shopping. I'm not sure how. I just don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what we need to do as a collective, as a people. I'm not sure what we can do, but I just know something. Something needs to be done. Something has got to give. Grocery shopping is probably the worst errand I have to run because everything is just astronomically expensive. Everything. Like, I've cut out subscriptions. I don't eat out. And just as soon as I get my paycheck, once bills are paid, it's a wrap. It's done. I have nothing left. And I think I've cried all of the tears I could cry, at least for this week. I'm not sure anymore, guys. I truly have no idea how we are surviving. And the thing is, you can't even just say, oh, I'm gonna leave the country, because where are you gonna go that you also can afford to? Because everybody, literally everybody, is going through this bullshit. Everyone. Can't go to Canada, can't go to the UK. Everyone is dealing with just not being able to sustain life. And it's really sad. I wish everyone out there the best. I'm here in good old Tennessee, going through the same shit you guys are. It sucks.
Food has become so unaffordable in this city that even people employed with full-time jobs can no longer buy groceries. That's according to a new report by Feed Scarborough Food Bank, which has seen a startling 112% increase in visits since last.
I don't want to live in this economy anymore. I just paid $8.70 for a latte with sweet cream cold foam. And they have the audacity to ask me if I went to tip them. Houses are selling in 3 hours in the market. I don't even get to finish my shift to have enough time to put an offer in. Gas is $4.50 for premium. People are sitting at home and getting paid more than I am, working 8+ hour days. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Let's talk about how ridiculous it is to try and survive and live in the United States right now currently. Based on inflation, this home that you could buy for $1,785 in 1929, this home came with everything you needed to build a house: plumbing, electric, wiring, trim, paint, everything. You had to build it, but it was $1,785. That's a 4-bedroom, 1-bath home. That home, based on inflation, should be $30,769.47. According to money.cnn.com, the average 4-bedroom home in the United States right now costs $363,401, or 11.8 times the inflation rate. So how did that happen, right? Inflation says that house should be 31 grand. Anyway, let's look at some statistics in the United States right now, kind of associated with 31 grand. The average compact car right now costs $26,000, so you could buy that. Mid-size car, 32 grand, too much. couldn't afford that, right? That house should be cheaper than a mid-sized car. Student loans, $37,338, also more. Food to feed the family of four, $12,565, or about 2 years of food costs for a family of four is what that house should cost. Average childcare expense, $14,760, and that's for one child. So if we multiply that by 2 for 2 children, it should cost you about 1 year of childcare to buy that house. Here's a crazy one: taxes to take care of a homeless individual. $30,000 to $50,000 a year today is what it costs to house a homeless individual in the United States. But based on math and based on the government-owned calculation to calculate inflation, that 4-bedroom, 1-bath house should cost $30,769.47.
What's up, TikTok? You know what I hate? Being rent broke. And what I mean by that is you spend all this money to live in an apartment, X amount of dollars a year, but then you go apply for a home loan and your credit's not a 700 or 800, you get denied. It's crazy. It's crazy. 3 years, paid over $100K to live in an apartment. Then you want to go buy a house. Got 2 sustainable incomes, and it's still not enough. It's still not enough. And after the whole pandemic, you're stuck in this renter / home buying thing that doesn't even make sense. Everybody's being outbid. Say you want to go buy a house that's $400K, you're not going to get it. First time home buyer, never purchased a home, still can't get there. Gonna need $60,000 down. But it's okay for me to spend $100,000 on an apartment for 3 years. Rent's too high. Cost of living's too high, especially in New Jersey. Where do you have time to save? Regular bills, daycare, everything that's there. And listen, I'm blessed. I got more than most, and I'm proud of that, and I'm thankful. But this housing market and renting, it's almost impossible to get out of this limbo that I'm stuck in. You think about moving down south, and the prices down south are just as expensive here. Or you move and you're not going to make the money that you're making here. So it's like you're double stuck. Leave New Jersey, go take a 50% pay cut, and then you're back at square one. That's it though, rant over. Gonna buy soon until I get outbid. And yeah, that's the moral of the story. Make better decisions when you're younger. Because I know I for sure hell should have ran over.
Come pay rent with me and have a panic attack. I woke up and I was like, man, why am I nervous? It's because I have to basically pay my entire month's paycheck to rent today. And I know what you might be thinking. It's not that bad. It's just a number on the screen. No, because I don't have enough numbers on the screen. Every month, it just feels like I work, and I can't afford to live. Or live, laugh, love, as some may say. Anyways, after I got ready today, I was like, you know what, just get it over with. Like, the money is in my account. I had to transfer it over from my savings, which I really didn't want to do in order to pay my rent this month. And then on top of that, I have a car payment that I need to pay as well today. And for my financial stance, I just like to pay everything all in one day so I don't have to worry about it the rest of the month. It's a clear statement the first of the month. I pay my credit card, I pay my car, I pay my insurance, and I pay my rent all on the first of the month. I literally was having a panic attack this morning, and I just feel like I'm never doing enough, and I'm never enough, and I will never have a savings, and I'll never be able to buy a house. And I was just going down the rabbit hole this morning. Then, to make matters worse, I go to have some grapes this morning, and then I open up my Sam's Club grapes, and why are they all freaking expired? Literally bought them 2 days ago, and then I was like, what can make me feel better? And I always know that putting on any colored Hokas will make me feel better. I put on my orange Cliftons this morning, and I just said, let's get on with the day.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, is anybody else broke as fuck right now like me? I literally yesterday had $1,100 in the bank. And after paying just 3 bills, which is rent, car insurance, and health insurance, and literally going to the grocery store in Walmart, getting 8 fucking items for $125, I am left with a whopping $8.94 for the week until I get paid again. And it is just super stressful. Inflation is just ridiculous. 8 items. Or actually, it might have been 9. I don't fucking know. But it wasn't that much in the cart. But I don't know. I just get super stressed out in January because all that extra money I could have had went to Christmas. Any other month, I'm fine because I don't spend all that money. But January, super fucking stressed out right now. So I just don't know if inflation is ever going to go down. I wonder if anything is going to get better. But $8.94. And that, mind you, that is just my half of the rent. My rent's $8.49. Know what you're going to say. $8.49 is cheap. I pay half. My son pays half to stay here. Teach him a little bit of responsibility. But for me and my income, and because I claim 0, because God forbid if I don't claim 0, I'm going to owe the government, I don't get much. And I don't qualify for nothing. So that's a lot for me. But yeah, 3 stinking bills. Almost $1,100. That's not counting the rest of my shit I have all the rest of the month. But anyway, is anybody else there broker than me right now? Let me know.
If this was the point of the video and this was y'all, for real, you're missing it. To me, it's cute that you guys are very concerned about where I am spending my money. Just know that my rent is paid, my water, electric, phone, car insurance, daycare, that's all paid. My kids are fed, my kids are clothed. I still make it happen for them to have birthday gifts, all of that. But you're missing the point. When I signed my lease, I was able to afford all of these things easily, on top of more. Like, we had Disney Plus, we had Hulu, we had Showtime, we had Pixar or whatever. We had all these things. I had, we went on vacations. We did things. At least once a month, we would go either, we call it the Jumpy House, or we'd go to Chuck E. Cheese, or, we'd go to a movie, have movie nights almost every, once a week. When I had the next day off, we would have a movie night and just pig out on junk food. Yeah. And you're saying junk food, that's what people can afford. I went to the grocery store yesterday and I said, you know what? No, I need to get some fruits. I need to get some produce. I need to get some things. I need to get, fresh meat and not just get these frozen chickens all the time. And so I splurged just a little bit, went a little wild at the Publix, and I spent $542. Granted, some of that was cleaning supplies, so if you take that away, I probably spent $480 on food, and that'll last me, if I'm lucky, a week, because I do take some to daycare to cut the cost there. And my kids eat like teenage boys. So, but the point of the video that y'all are failing to see is that a lot of Americans are making more money versus previous years and have to cut extremely to survive. The answer isn't, just go live in a shitty house in a shitty area because it's more affordable, or cram your family of 4 into a studio apartment. That's not the answer. That's a Band-Aid. The point is that there's a problem and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse until we do something about it. But y'all don't want to do anything except for, So it just boggles my mind that you guys are sitting here saying, oh, we'll do better. We're tired of working multiple jobs and trying to get multiple incomes and cutting expenses that are necessary.
It literally sucks that I have to work 3 jobs because of inflation. And the only thing that brings me joy that I'm willing to like spend extra on is like curbside, like right now, the extra 2%, because I'm so tired and stressed out from working so much, you know, like working a full-time job and then 2 side jobs because I'm in a single family household. And it's so hard because like you need multiple people to live, you know, and I'm grateful. Like I'm so grateful and appreciative of the opportunities that I've been given as far as like job wise and being able to, you know, afford things for my daughter and I, but it's really stressful. Like it's taking a toll on me. Like I've been having like chest pains, you know, and I don't know if it's like from stress and stuff. And I'm trying my best to like enjoy life when I have a break. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's scary.
Can someone please explain to me why all I do is eat, sleep, and go to work, yet I'm always hungry, tired, and broke?
You want to know why millennials are so pissed off? It's because we were lied to. You told us if we put our head down, we did what was expected of us, we were yes men, we would be rewarded by our companies. And to be fair, I do work for a good company. I'm not trying to bash them. But we just had our end of the fiscal year town hall meeting in which I found out I got a 4% raise, and I should be happy because some people might not get any raise at all depending on their situation. Except I also got a notice today that my rent is increasing by 12%. Do you see how that doesn't add up well? 4% increase over a 12% increase, and that is just one bill. That is just rent. That is not food, gas, anything else.
Guys, I don't know how the average American is making it right now, because from the looks of it, things are just going to hell. For example, if you want to rent an apartment, the landlord wants proof of income 3 times the rent. And out here in northern New Jersey, that means a 1-bedroom, you got to be making 30 to 50% more than the national average. The groceries have gone up like crazy. It's like, it seems like it keeps creeping up ever so slightly, but after 3-4 months, you feel like it's a you know, you feel the increase. Because last year, I would be shopping for myself alone twice a week, and it would run me about $80 each trip. Now it's costing me like $125 to $140 per trip. And when I include going out maybe once or twice a week to eat, my total for food is coming out to be crazy. It's over $1,000. And I know it wasn't like that growing up, you know, it's gotten out of hand. But people are walking around like nothing's wrong, everything is fine, everything's dandy. But it won't be long before people are going to have to decide whether to pay the rent, pay the mortgage, or feed their families. And of course, people are going to choose to feed their families. And so, who knows what's going to happen. But I was at the mall the other day and it was pretty packed. But there wasn't really that many people holding bags. It was just people hanging around window shopping, which doesn't mean squat. It just means people want to get out of their houses and hang around, maybe eat at the food court. And that the food court was popping, of course. But we're going to have to wait and see. I foresee a lot more shoplifting, a lot of stores going out of business because of that. And there's going to be a lot of break-ins, a lot of cars being stolen, a lot of parts being stolen, wheels, catalytic converters, which is already happening, but it's going to, like, you know, more and more people are going to want to do it because they have no other way. More and more people are going to turn to scamming and stealing and all that stuff because things have gotten so expensive. So we'll see. What's the solution? The only solution is for the banks and the Federal Reserve to forgive all debt. That's the only way. There's no other solution. Even if we took 20 nations to war and gave them money to buy from us, it still wouldn't help the situation.
I was talking to a coworker today about how stressed and anxious I've been lately about money because our family budget has been so tight lately, and it just really has made me anxious. And she thanked me for being so honest and kind of normalizing it for her, because she's also been feeling that way. So I figured, why not talk about it and maybe normalize it for everybody else. We are a 2-income family. I consider us to be very middle class. We don't live an extravagant lifestyle. We don't have an extravagant house or vehicles, but our budget has been really tight, and it's really stressing me out. I don't have any advice. I just wanted to kind of share that we're going through that, and maybe it'll normalize it a little bit for everybody else. And now I'm taking all 3 of my kids to the dentist, and if you live in the United States, you know how stressful that is, because who knows how much that's going to cost. So just sending love if you're struggling too.
I hate wearing makeup because I literally cannot stand taking it off. I hate it. So let's remove our makeup together. So I'm going to give my hands a quick wash. Scrub a dub. I look like, I don't know. I'm so stressed about paying rent tomorrow. It's first of the month, and I just can't. I literally cried to my mom. I cried, and I'm already stressed about paying my car tomorrow. This is literally how I feel. And then I typically just pay my car too when my rent's due, so I'm literally out like my entire monthly paycheck in about one day. And then I was crying to my mom on the phone because I was like, Mom, I have to afford food. And she's like, well, have you tried Aldi? And I was like, have I tried Aldi? Yeah, I have. I'm just a first-year teacher on a first-year teacher budget, hardcore, because we were supposed to get paid for covering other classes, and typically it's on our paychecks, but for some reason it's not on this one. And of course, it's the one that I need the most. And I'm just like, I'm just really thrown in a tizzy right now. And then like, I'm trying to sell all this stuff on Curtsy because I was like, I literally have a shopping problem, and it's just like becoming a lot right now. And I think I'm also just I forgot to take my little anxiety meds for like 2 days, which could definitely describe why I feel like I'm having like a literal manic episode. I don't know, guys. I just don't know anymore. I'm feeling stressed. And I can't take ashwagandha because that literally, don't take ashwagandha and like SSRIs. I was going to because I was like, oh, ashwagandha would totally help me in this situation. No, it wouldn't, because it would basically like counteract my freaking meds. Just stressed. I'm okay. Just stressed. It's a season of life. I'll be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to pay rent. It's going to be fine. I was hungry and now I'm not because I'm stressed. I'm gonna be okay.
You know, I really try to keep it cute. I try to be understanding, be an adult about this whole inflation situation. But at this point, they're playing in our fucking faces. So originally, I was seeing stuff go up 20, 50 cents or whatever. But what I really want to talk about is honestly the price of French fries and tater tots. Tater tots, more importantly. They were $2.99. Then they went up to $3.29, which was okay. They are now $5.99. $5.99 in the stores. And I am at my wit's end. I'm finna just...
Anybody else think it's like fucking asinine to see all these buildings and all these apartment complexes being built? It's like, okay, first of all, nobody can afford to move into those places, and there's a lot of apartment buildings that are vacant, that are brand new, that are vacant. And this one is like, I see them all over the city I live in, and it's just like, that's just going to be another one that's vacant. And then at the bottom of them, they have commercial spots where you can rent and open up your business, but people can't afford that rent to run a business. So it's like, it's just a giant fucking building taking up space that priced people out of the homes that were there before, just to erect a giant building that's completely vacant just to take up space. It's like, you guys are just building shit for no reason. And it's fucking up the traffic in the city. And when I drive by and I see that it's just another commercial building, it's just another building that has a bunch of vacant homes in it, like, it's pointless.
Working just to basically pay bills, just to survive.
I worked 10 days in a row, and
I had one day off, and on that day off, I had to go to the dentist. I had to go grocery shopping. I had to get my house sprayed. I had to do a bunch of fucking shit. That one day off isn't really a fucking day off. I worked 10 days in a row, and my savings still isn't where I want it to be. My money is nowhere where I want it to be. I have never been out of Florida. I finally booked a fucking trip, but that just goes to show you, we can't afford to travel. We can't afford to eat. We can't afford the roof over our head. I have 4 pets. I can barely afford them anymore. I've had my bunny for 6 years, and it was like nothing to feed her back then. It's now like $50 just to feed a fucking bunny. Tell me why we are disagreeing with this. Why are we just doing this? When is it going to change? And what are we going to do to change it? Because we need a fucking solution. I'm not going to continue to work all this fucking days just to barely get by. There's no point in it. There's no point.
All right, guys, show of hands, who's out there that's an adult right now who makes enough to pay their bills, but not quite enough for everything else and might need some government assistance? You are staring at the face of food stamps. Yes, I am sorry, my lovely friends, that from your taxes, you are feeding this poor skinny bitch. But for those of you who don't know, I've never been on food stamps. My food stamps are supposed to come in yesterday. I currently have no money for food, and I called them. I'm like, hey, so I'm having some issues. The lady on the other end looks it up. Oh, okay, we see the blah, 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 blah. You're all good. Your case was redetermined. It looks like there's just a little glitch in the system, and it should probably come in tomorrow. I can't buy groceries till tomorrow. It's not a big deal. My daughter has enough, but I don't. I don't want to do this anymore.
I saw this TikTok the other day about how we all feel broke, and they were saying that during the Great Depression, the average American was making $4,300 a year, which is the equivalent of like $95,000 by today's standard. So I had to go look that up. I had to do my own research, and this is what I found. So I found this list of the cost of things in 1938, which is at the very end of the Great Depression, okay? So you can see the list. Now I'm going to tell you what that actually amounts to in today's numbers. So the wage for 1 year in 1938 was averaging $1,731, which is the equivalent in today's standard of $37,193. So that was where I was having a big disbelief, was in the amount of wages that they made in the Great Depression versus today. Because I make more than that, but it's saying that the national average is $63,400 for today. Now, while I can buy that $37,000 is not a lot of money by today's standard, here's where the real kicker is. In the Great Depression, a house cost $3,900. That amounts to an inflation rate of $83,000, where in actuality, houses are averaging over $420,000. Yeah. That's why we feel broke. Oh, but it gets even worse, because cars in the Great Depression cost $860, which amounts to about $18,000. But in actuality, cars are going for over $40,000 now. Here's the big one. $420 a year for tuition at Harvard, which should be $9,024. Now that's about what an average college costs these days. Harvard today is $54,000 a year. So during the Great Depression, they had to spend 2.25 times their salary in order to get a house. And by today's standards, you have to spend 6, almost 7 times your salary to get a house. A car costs less than half of their salary, whereas by today's standards, you are spending almost your whole salary for a year buying a car. I was basing all of those numbers off of people who make $63,000 a year, which does not include me, which is why I and so many of my friends feel broke.
Listen to me. I will never be able to afford a house. I will never be able to afford a house.
Home prices are rising nationwide as inflation remains stubborn and mortgage rates remain high as Americans compete for fewer available homes. Home prices in March were up 0.4% compared to February. Now that's the second month in a row that we have seen gains.
My parents' house that is $195,000 back in '96 is now worth like $500,000 to $700,000. My children will never be able to have the life I live because I can't afford to do it.
I don't think any of us thought when we were growing up that owning a home would be a luxury. Like maybe we thought it would be a bit difficult, but not like a luxury that basically only the rich will be able to afford.
No one that works a full-time job should be facing homelessness. And that's what my family is facing right now.
Being completely radicalized by the rental housing market right now, I cannot believe that you can pay over $300 in non-refundable fees just to apply for an apartment.
A big part of the reason why social life here in America is getting more and more difficult has to do with the fact that nobody can afford decent housing.
Everybody in America kind of knows, like, it's over. Like, there will be no recovery. Like, this is not like the other times. This ain't like 2008 where, oh, we'll crash and then we'll get back up.
Because right now, this economy, this world is set up to make average American families fail.
And I'm appalled that our particular kind of capitalism not only fails to deal with the housing problem, but somehow routinizes it so that the homelessness is blamed on the homeless, blaming the victim kind of, because I can see why a society does it, because if you're such a failure at providing this basic human need, you better blame somebody, because otherwise you risk blaming yourself.
If I can get my hands on a nice lump sum of money, baby, I'm buying land in another country and I'm out of here because there's nothing left here but struggle.
This economy is gonna fucking collapse, and this month just confirmed it. Now, I wholeheartedly hope it doesn't happen, but it's basically a bad breakup with the United States now. Like, we see the signs, y'all. The red flags are there. They're there. They don't give a fuck. Let me show you exhibit. Okay, so this is just the article I find talking about BRICS. BRICS is just the international trading organization. That's how we trade goods or whatever. But just in layman's terms, recently, within the past few days, Biden is under hot fire because BRICS is voting out the US dollar as the main currency when it comes to trading. And since it has officially been voted out, I believe it's officially been voted out, now $55 of our money is only going to equate to one BRICS money, which means it's going to cost way more to get goods from other countries now, which means the prices for us is bound to go up. Like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even trust the fucking government to do anything about it at this point. Because not only that, but look at what these bastards did. They voted that food isn't even a human essential right. Hold on. So you can Google this for yourself to find the government website, but I put this up here because it looks plain and simple. They said that the position and attain of any right to adequate food or right to be free from hunger is a goal or aspiration to be realized progressively that does not give rise to any international obligations. So basically they voted no because they didn't want other countries to come the fuck in and feed us. That to me is, that ain't even all. Like, the price of rent is going up. I see more and more homeless people on the way home to my crib. Rent's like damn near $5,000 in some areas, if not more. People are going homeless, hungry, and they don't give a fuck. They've shown this even with the fucking writer's strike. Even with the writer's strike. Here we go, talking about the writer's strike. The ignorant bastard talking about starve out strikers to make sure they come back to work for less pay or whatever. Basically, that's how millionaires think. They don't give a fuck about anybody else. This damn generation of baby boomers and the motherfuckers before, the rich fuckers, they don't give a damn about nobody. That's why they told us millennials at a young age that we wasn't gonna have a retirement plan. We paying for y'all. We were never taken into account when it came to our fucking future. And what, even to this day, what are they telling us to do? Work harder, get a hustle. You're not working hard enough. You're not doing this, that. And now they tell us, well, you might as well learn agriculture skills and start planting shit. Y'all didn't even teach us shit. You didn't even teach us how to fucking plant. You didn't even teach us anything. And now you just expect millennials to just, they don't care. And I'm just so fucking done. I'm done. I'm done.
This is bad. Absolutely sad. It's hard out there, y'all. People everywhere are financially stressed out, overwhelmed, trying to survive this crisis. The American middle class is being wiped out. This is crazy. Our world is collapsing. America is falling. The cost of living is out of control. Homelessness is on the rise. This is not going to end well. The cost of everything is just too high. High rent, high cost of food, medical expenses have gone up everywhere. This global economy is literally choking people out. Sooner or later, there isn't going to be a middle class. There will only be poor people and rich people. That's it. Paychecks are not keeping up with high inflation. So what are people supposed to do? Having 2 jobs is still not enough. Having 2 jobs is still not cutting it. Ridiculous. People's lives are literally being destroyed. Y'all, be strong out there. This inflation crisis is not going to end anytime soon. Do the best y'all can do to survive. Be strong. Well, I'm done with this video. Until next time, this is your girl, Sister T. Drop a comment and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.